Okay, so before this video starts, I just want to make it really clear, I have been so ill all day, and that's why I look like death, and also sound like death throughout. Believe me, I am ecstatic about the win today, but yeah, I thought I'd just give you a heads up. Okay, so Liverpool 3, Southampton 1, and I think I speak on behalf of all Liverpool fans when I say, Liverpool, please stop doing this to us. Stop leaving it for the last 10 minutes before you decide to go on and win the game. I don't think my heart can take it. I think I'm going to need to watch like the remaining games outside A&E or something, because my heart literally can't take this anymore. Before I jump into Liverpool versus Southampton player ratings and what I think, for example, some of you may or may not know that the FBA nominations have come around. And that'll mean for a lot of Liverpool fans out there, our own Redmen TV have actually been nominated for 3 of them. That being obviously the best overall content creator being the Redmen TV themselves, the best women's football content creator being obviously the Women's Football Podcast over on the Redmen TV channel, and then of course the best influencer, or I don't actually like the word influencer, I'm one of those people, so for the purposes of this video I'll change it to like the best personality, and Mr. Paul Machin himself. So what I'm going to do is, if you don't know who they are, I'm sure you all do know who they are, but if you haven't voted for them for whatever reason, I'm going to leave down in the description the link to where you can go and vote for all three of those categories, and yeah, let's hopefully they pick up some wins. So first things first, I'm just going to whiz through the player ratings, starting with Alisson. I'm going to give him a 6 just purely off the basis of he didn't have a lot to do. He didn't really make any mistakes, but there wasn't really, he just didn't do much, did he? And then moving on to Trent. It's going to sound harsh, I don't know if I am being harsh or not. I'm going to give Trent a 4. Obviously he was substituted for Milner. I think it was probably Trent's worst game of the season in my personal opinion. I think it was maybe to do with the fact that, you know, he is a young lad, he's played a lot of games so far. He looked tired out there. I think plain and simply, he was just tired. And then to the 2 centre-backs, we'll go Matip first. I think Matip had a decent game. The only thing with Matip is, I know he gets away with it a lot of the time. I hate it when he goes on these mad runs. And I think that's just like the warrior in me, like my heart is just beating constantly. Like, let's face it, he doesn't look confident on the ball, does he? Like, I know he somehow weaves through like 5 or 6 players like he's shoving Messi, but he doesn't look natural on the ball. He looks a bit like Bambi on ice. But those runs from him did ultimately turn out into making some positive attacks for Liverpool. Now for Virgil. Virgil, I give him a 7.5 / an 8, and mainly I think I'm leaning towards the 8 just because there were huge parts in that game where Southampton were attacking us down the wings, putting the ball into the box, and Van Dijk was just getting the ball away every single time, constantly getting us out of trouble. And the final defender, Andy Robertson, I give him a 6. Another one, he just gave the ball away far too many times. It's weird me saying this, don't think I'd ever say this before. His crosses weren't that good today. I think I say that because the one that sticks out in my mind is the ball to Salah, where he should have just like whizzed it across the goal line, and for an easy tap in for Salah, but he tries the over the top ball. It doesn't work out. And obviously he had a big part to play in the goal as well for Southampton. Now into the midfield, and we will start with the man who got the first goal, Naby Keita. I'm gonna give him a 7.5. I think obviously he got the goal, which, you know, that essentially kicked us on to end up going on to help us win the game. Obviously he should have had a penalty. He ended up, you know, he should have won the penalty, clear and simple as that. I think it was a different side to Liverpool that he sort of introduced. We've not really seen much of it this season, as you know, he was looking for them runs in just behind the defenders, just that little chip ball over the top to get in, to make the easy chances for us, as opposed to obviously, like say, Robertson or Trent just crossing the ball straight into the head of Salah, Mane or Firmino. if I'm honest, I was so blown away when this guy was chosen to be starting. I was also really, I don't know if anyone else was, but was anyone else really confused when he scored the goal? Like, he looked like he was so like annoyed because he was being called offside. But obviously, like, then the goal stood. I kind of just sat there like, wait, have we scored? Have we not scored? Like, what is going on here? Fabinho, and I hate to say bad words about Fabinho, I really do. But I think this was probably his worst performance in a Liverpool shirt. He looked lost. I mean, I don't care. Ultimately, we got away with it, but he did look lost. He gave the ball away so many times, like countless times. He was beaten off the dribble. I can't remember one time where he actually did make a big tackle. Like, he just seemed to be beaten every time. It was like he almost wasn't there. So for that reason, I think I give him a 6, maybe even a 5.5. I think he was alright. He wasn't great. Again, I feel like I'm just saying it for every player now. He just gave the ball away a few too many times. He looked tired again, just, a bit like Trent, a bit like Robertson. Just too much football, maybe. I can only guess that's what it is anyway. But I don't think Wijnaldum necessarily had a bad game. He was alright. Now on to the forward, got Bobby Firmino, who I'm actually going to give an 8.5. Obviously didn't score in the game. He very well could have done. It was an insane block from Yoshida. He got the assist, obviously, for Henderson's goal. His work rate is second to none in this team. And that's including Robertson. Like, Firmino was doing more defensive work than some of the defenders some of that game. Like, commitment as a number 9 to track back and win the ball, clear the ball away from corners, clear the ball away from crosses, just get back and make tackles, make crucial blocks and interceptions. The guy is a beast. Now Salah, I've got Salah down as a 7. But honestly, thinking about it now, I'm probably going to give him an 8 out of 10. You ask me why. I think this was another game where we've seen Salah, he gets the ball and he's instantly surrounded by about 3 players. Which obviously we've said in the past, it's not a bad thing when the space then frees up for Mane or Firmino, but with the system Southampton were playing, it was actually really difficult for the space to even free up for them. So we actually did really well in the end to end up scoring 3 goals. Now, Salah, throughout the entire game, obviously swarmed every time he got it. He kept trying, he kept going and going and going and going and going. He got his goal. He got his 50th goal. And I think just to keep pushing through that, and obviously he ended up scoring like the winning goal from us on the break. I'm sure everyone was screaming pass. I thought he maybe should have passed it just because I thought, has he got the confidence to go on and do this? Yeah, of course he does. It's Mo Salah. It's a wonderful finish. It's a freaking brilliant finish, actually. It's insane. And that was the time in the game where you see him. You see him. He gets that yard of space, and you see what he can do with it. He looks like he's got the swagger back. He's got that class about him back. And I expect him to go to Chelsea now and go and bag a brace. Mane is, I will give Mane a 7. He was kept quiet for the majority of the game, but he did keep causing trouble down that left-hand side, drawing the Southampton centre-backs into him to obviously free up the space for the other 2. He did well. Second half especially, obviously, like, as the game opened up a little bit, he got into some more space, he looked more troubling. Yeah, overall, just an alright performance for Sadio Mane. Going into the substitutes, we'll start with Milner, and I'll give him a 7. I think he came in and he did the job that Klopp wanted him to do. I don't think he necessarily put a foot wrong. I don't think he was insane. He made one huge tackle down the other end of the pitch. I think it was on Redmond, maybe. His crosses weren't great, they were a bit naff. But, he came in, he did the job that he needed to do. Yeah, 7, he just did the job. Now into the final player, and I've saved him last because he is my man of the match. I'm giving Henderson a 10. Maybe a lot of people questioning that one, and I think he showed not only us as fans but every single other player on that pitch what it's like to play for Liverpool, what it's supposed to be like to play for Liverpool Football Club in this type of situation. Obviously he's been through a similar situation in the 2013-2014 season with Liverpool. He stepped onto the pitch, he didn't put a foot wrong. He got his goal. I made up for him about that goal. He got his goal. and you could just see through pure emotion how much that goal did really mean to him. And he literally turned the game on its head, completely turned the game on its head. All of a sudden, with him on the pitch, gained like an extra 10 yards of pace. Like he literally brought that team back to life. And from that moment on, Liverpool went on to dominate the game. Henderson was free to literally be that box-to-box midfielder that he was in 2013, 2014. And we saw that he's still capable of doing so. Can he do it for 90 minutes? Maybe, maybe not, we don't know that, but we have seen obviously glimpses of it now that he is able to still do that. Yeah, he's just solid performance from him. Obviously, let me know what you think of the player ratings. Comment your own player ratings in the comments. If you agree with me, agree with me. If you don't, explain to me why you think I've got them wrong, or why you think it should be something different, for example. I would just like to hear everyone's thoughts. It's another clutch win. I still can't quite believe it, but now we have put the pressure on Manchester City once again. They've now got to go away to Crystal Palace and get a win. I don't think that'll be as easy as people are thinking. I think there's a lot of people who aren't Liverpool fans, especially, just thinking, City are just going to win every game from now to the end of the season, which they might do. I'm not one to sit here and say that they're not gonna. But in my opinion, I think both Liverpool and City will drop points from now to the end of the season. I know Chelsea aren't in the best of form, but I do look at that Chelsea game and I just think, is it going to be one of them for us? Only time's going to tell. Obviously, City have got Tottenham to play in the Champions League. They've got Palace to play away at home, Tottenham to play again in the Champions League, then Tottenham to play again in the Premier League, and then they've got to go to Old Trafford. I think they're the games I'm looking at. If City don't drop points in those games, you kind of have to just take your hat off to them. Obviously, we'll be looking at the Leicester game as well. Brendan Rodgers hopefully doing us a solid one. But yeah, that's been my thoughts. Maybe left this running a bit too long, I don't know. We'll probably try and cut it down for the next game, because I will be doing these after every single Liverpool game now, trying to be a bit more consistent with things. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel down below if you're not subscribed already. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.